everybody and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to ALDI and we're going to have a monthly shopping trip. We're going to take this portable refrigerator with us, and this is going to keep things frozen because we're going to be gone most of the day, and we're going to go to Walmart and we're going to have so much fun. But I wanted to show you this unit. There's a lot of people who watch my videos who live in an RV, or they live in different kinds of campers. They like to go tenting. There's a lot of people who are partly off-grid, and I want to show you this by Set Power. This is a portable freezer refrigerator that can run on a battery, or it can run in your car if you use the charger. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, so this is Set Power. It looks just like a cooler chest, but it opens up and it's a miniature freezer refrigerator. Now you have all of the things that a little freezer would have. All right, so what we have is, you can put it to your cigarette lighter and you can use your car to keep it cold, or you can have an adapter and we can plug it into our solar power panel. I'm going to be using this as a second freezer and setting it up with my solar. All right, so let me show you how we work it. It comes with a handle that you can put on if you're going to be using it often to, transport here and there. For me, I'm not going to use it so much to transport. I'm actually going to use it as a second freezer or refrigerator when I need it. So when I'm really busy and I'm working on something, I can have this extra just for a few days to get me by until I'm able to can it or whatever I want to do with it. So we're going to set it up to my solar. I'm going to turn it on. All right. And now we're going to turn the unit on. It's as simple as that. Turn it on. We can set it at the temperature we want it. So if you want it as a freezer, you're going to set it lower. If you want it as a refrigerator, you're going to set it like that. We're going to put it on the Eco, and already it's getting colder. So instead of just a cooler chest, this would be nice for people who do a long time RVing, or people that, well, need another little freezer and they have solar. Oh, so this is only $3.49 over here.
This one?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I don't know, but...
Okay, garden soil. This is kind of neat in here. I'm not gonna find much, so it's really good.
You can see a lot of the food has limits on it now. Never had limits before. All of this food has limits. Everything has limits. All right, the prices have tripled at our ALDI, and they have limits on a lot of the food. Take a look at this. 2 weeks ago, it was 89 cents. Unbelievable. I'm in shock. I just am shocked. Like, it is so much. And now we're heading home. There's no place like home. Well everyone, I am back and I had so much fun. Whenever I do response videos like these, people often will say, where have you been? Don't you know that prices are high and don't you get out, or you know that these prices are like that? Well, I'm pretty much always at home, except for once a week I will go to the thrift store and I'll do a little maybe grocery shopping at Weiss Market. So I don't really get out, like I really don't get out to places. But ALDI store, or ALDI, however you want to say it, everything was double the price. They didn't have hardly anything, and what they did have, there was limits on just about everything. All bread, there was limits on it, flour, sugar, limits on the meat, limits on some vegetables, there was limits, and a lot of, they didn't have a lot. Either way, either if there's a food shortage or things are higher priced because of the issues going on in our government, it really doesn't have any difference, because if things are so expensive you can't buy them, it's a shortage in your home. I'm telling you, for 6 years now, I'm on YouTube. Make your own bread, learn how to can, find foods that are cheaper, think outside the box. I've been preaching and preaching and preaching. I was preaching this back in 2017 when everybody was looking at me like, what are you talking about? We are like living in a really good economy. I was saying things could get bad back then. Things can get bad, but it may not be what you think. It may not be because of lack of things. It could be because of the price of things. Listen, everything in our lives is controlled by the government. Everything, pretty much, everything. Everything is controlled by the government, whatever the government says. Government says you gotta do this. Government says you gotta do that. Government says you gotta do this. See, I don't say a whole lot on my channel, and that is simply because I'm a neutral person when it comes to the melting pot of people that are around me. But don't mistake me not saying anything because I'm weak or because I don't think things, because I do. It's just I'm not a very aggressive person. So I'm not gonna get on here and say, well, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing this and you did that and you got that. I'm not saying all those things because that's none of my business. But when I come onto my channel, I need to share with you what I think as far as what really matters. And that is, I think you need to be more proactive in your life. You cannot go by what you read. You cannot go by what you hear. You can't even go by what I say 100%. You got to go by what you know, and you got to do your research. Prepping channels are a dime a dozen. Everybody's talking about prepping. After the problems that we had with all of the illnesses going around and things, everybody and their brother was making videos on prep this way, prep that, prep here, prep there. Everything was prepping. Some of us older folks, yes, I'm included in the older folks, we've been talking about prepping way back, even when things were doing good. There's not really too much to talk about prepping anymore. My videos say it all. And I think that you need to, for one thing, money. I'm telling you, I didn't have the money. I couldn't have bought some of this stuff. Seriously, I couldn't buy some of this stuff. Like, I wasn't gonna pay that kind of money. So I have to learn how to do without, or learn how to make it on my own. Baking bread is so simple, and it really isn't that expensive if you prepped for everything. If you're sitting here now and saying, I didn't do anything, which I highly doubt, because with all of the things that was happening in our economy for the last 2 years, most people decided to do a little prepping. If you're prepping now to beginning, I don't know what to say, because you're gonna have a really hard situation. But if you've been slowly prepping for the last couple years, you're in a good financial situation. And keep watching the videos that teach you how to do things and living the old-fashioned way of life, because man, it hit home today for me. That ALDI store was just really something. I know people would say, oh, you're just belly aching. Get on with it. Everybody has to live this way. It's not belly aching, it's just eye-opening. Like, wow. It's so eye-opening, because when you're used to doing things for yourself at your homestead or at your home, you aren't thinking about, you know, how much it costs to pay someone else to do stuff, like making pizza and making all these, you know, convenience foods. For one thing, they didn't even have them. And there was a couple there that they wanted like $10, $15, $20 for little boxes of food that were already made. So my friends, keep watching my videos, and I hope that you go back and watch some of my older videos, because actually they're quite unique and they teach you a lot, especially in what's happening now. It's too bad that most of the videos, people only watch the new ones, because the back ones are a wealth of information just at your fingertips. So I want to share something with you at the end. If you're interested in knowing about how to do just about anything, all you have to do is go to Google and type in Homestead Tessie bread, Homestead Tessie canning, Homestead Tessie butter, Homestead Tessie, whatever keyword you want, and that video is going to come right up on your search engine. Homestead Tessie gardening, Homestead Tessie living without amenities. Imagine that. Lots of people live this way. It's just most people don't share it. But some of us, few of us, are courageous enough and bold enough to share our whole life with all of you online. But if you're interested in doing anything, wondering about anything, just type in the keyword with my name, Homestead Tessie. And always give me a thumbs up. It don't cost you a cent, and it helps me out tremendously. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.